Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Gary Hibner here from Heavy Tones, the channel all about going low and heavy with guitar. And in this video, we're going to be doing a bit of a playthrough on ML Soundlab's StevieT plugin. Now, I know I'm a bit late to the party, the plugin's been out for about a month, but I'm only getting around to it now to check it out. And there's one thing that I really like about the plugin, and that's the amp modeling of the Dual Rectifier in the amp suite. Funny enough, I'm not really a big fan of a Dual Rec, especially the amp modelings of Dual Recs. Now I know, don't throw any daggers at me, but really it's just one of those amp models that I just don't really like when I've tried some amp sims of it. You think that I actually would really like it because I come from the sort of new metal days when the Dual Rec really was the amp standard across everyone's amp setups. But I'm actually more a fan of sort of the more Mach 5 series from the Mises, not really the Dual Rec, but that's another point. But basically in this video, I want to show you why this amp sim of the Dual Rec really sounds really great, well, at least in my opinion. What I really like about it is it sounds really tight in the mix. Some of the other amp sim models of Dual Recs sound a bit boomy and they got the sort of honkiness in the low mid-range, but this one really sits nicely. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to play through on the StevieT Dual Rectifier model of the amp sim, and then I'm also going to compare it to some other amp sims. Now I'm going to block out the name so you can't tell what amp sim it is, but we're going to play through and take a listen together and you'll see why I really like this Dual Rectifier. If you want a really good playthrough on the plugin, definitely check out Miko's playthrough where he goes through all the details on the plugin. I'm going to be doing most of the playthroughs on this PRS mic Mushok. It's in drop A sharp, and then later in the video we're going to check out some lower tunings as well so you can hear it across the board going from drop D on a normal standard scale guitar all the way through to drop E on my Jazzmaster Baritone. So let's jump in and see what it sounds like. Okay, so starting off over here, this is the PRS mic Mushok in drop A sharp using the StevieT amp model. Take a listen over here. Now let's compare it to 6 other amp sim models. I've tried to match the parameters the same so they sound very close, but you'll hear the difference in the sort of tone quality across all of them. Check this out. But before jumping in, let's punt a few things. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're a new subscriber or you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. I'd highly appreciate it. And also don't forget to click on that notification bell to be notified of future videos. Now let's jump in. Okay, so that was the riff using the StevieT amp sim, and that's using the amp model, the Rectifier. I really love that name, obviously with its humor in the naming convention of the different amp models. It doesn't look so exciting here, the interface just looks like a cardboard box, but really the sound is great. So I'm going to close that, and now I'm going to play through these 6 other amp models so you can hear them, and you can hear the sort of different other amp modeling tones of Dual Recs out there. So I'll bypass those. Turn this one on here. Now take a listen over here. As you can hear, it's really boomy in that bottom end. I'm just going to change that loop selection locator to play over here. And now let's jump to the next one and hear this. So going over here. As you can hear, that's sort of got that sort of honky tone in the frequency range, sitting around about in the low mids. That really doesn't sound that great. Now let's jump to the next one. That one's okay, but as you can hear, it doesn't sound as tight as the StevieT. Jumping to the next guy over here. Also okay, but it sounds a bit muddy. Then on to this next one over here. Yeah, that one's pretty close. It's got a sort of similar tonal range as the StevieT, but the StevieT still sounds tighter. And then lastly, this guy over here. Yeah, that was also sounding a bit muddy, and it's got a sort of bump up and that low mids that really doesn't sit nice in the mix. Now, I know I could go in and EQ these other models to get them to sit better, but my point being is with the StevieT, without any EQ or processing, really just sounds great in the mix. Now, let me just play through some other tunings. That is in drop A sharp, so I'm going to go back here and play it in your standard drop D, and then we'll go through some of the low tunings. So check here in drop D. Now let's go check it out in drop F sharp. And finally, let me play it through on my Jazzmaster in a low drop E so you can hear how well this plugin translates to really low tunings. Check this out. Okay, so those were the 6 other amp sims compared to ML SoundLab's StevieT Dual Rectifier. What did you think? Can you hear what I'm hearing? I really find that amp model is super tight, where the others have different sort of tone qualities that I really just don't like in the mix. But at least that's my opinion. Basically what I'm saying is this really is one of the best Dual Rectifier amp sim models that I've heard across a whole bunch of different amp sims. So definitely go check it out. You can head to the ML SoundLab site. I'll leave a link in the description, and you can test it out for yourself. There's a trial version, and then there's the full version which has that Dual Rectifier in. And once again, if you like that video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel or haven't subscribed already, I'd highly appreciate it. And don't forget to click on that notification bell to be notified of future videos. I'll catch you in the next one.